So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more PSGL action here on a Sunday evening. Tonight, we're here for once again PSGL F4, and this time we're here at the Circuit of the Americas for the United States Grand Prix. Once again, I'm joined by my usual co-commentator now, the 7-time champion. It's Big C.
Yeah, good evening everyone, back here, coming to the business end of the season, only 4 rounds left, USA, Brazil, Japan, then the season finale in Abu Dhabi. But in F4, the title race looks to be more or less over, with Leroy holding a 23-point lead over Powdy, and now the third place man Shoaib on 58 is actually on holiday for a few weeks, so it looks to be between Leroy and Powdy. But yeah, Leroy really looks set to be winning it next week in Brazil due to the big lead he has. He cannot win it tonight, however. So yeah, it's Lee leading the way on 95, then Powder on 75, Shoaib on 50, then Sophie on 56. So yeah, Sophie scoring points in every race and took her first podium of the season in Singapore after Dre was disqualified. Phoenix is 5th on 47, followed by Zex on 40. Jack Tyler's got a race ban this week. Dirty Driving on 32, followed by Callboy on 29, Throme on 28, then Nino on 23. So that's the top 10, and the constructors, Ferrari are well clear of McLaren. So yeah, only 12 people so far, but F4 is usually quite entertaining.
Yeah, well, we see Giroud appear for the first time in a few weeks. God, I haven't seen him on the grid in ages, so it's good to see him back to bring the numbers up a little.
Yeah, well, we have him back, but we lose a couple of others. But hopefully we can clear out some of the dead wood for next season. Also, we've got White Shadows making his PSGL debut for Renault, so good luck to him. Is Leroy even here? I'm not sure.
Yeah, both McLarens are here.
So a good chance for McLaren to close in on Ferrari. As it looks like we're going to have 12 drivers today, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Such people have lives and plans.
Yeah, well, someone I've seen that, or don't know, that's just disappeared. It's Ferrari guy from out of nowhere. He's just disappeared on a Sunday night, which is disappointing. Sending links out into Twitter chats for PSGL.
Cool. So yeah, 4 rounds to go of Little C here in F4. So hopefully we can just have a nice end to the season, and yeah, everyone enjoys.
Yeah, I do agree.
Races.
I agree. Well, a long season is coming towards the end now. As Connor said, hopefully it's a good one. No stupidness, hopefully. Just a nice, relaxed one with limited incidents. We don't really need any incidents tonight because I don't want to see gaps all over the field for 28 laps. Who do you think's gonna win tonight? I think Leroy.
Leroy.
Wait, how many rounds are left? 3 after this, so yeah. Oh, wait, Leroy could win it next week actually, Connor, due to countback and how many wins.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think next week is very likely for him.
Oh my god, 12. Strategy, softer, medium, isn't it? Or
yeah, you can do soft to medium on a wheel, especially on the pad. It's a bit harder due to have a soft tyres overheat. But yeah, it's a bit like France, really. A lot of strategic variation. Obviously, the pad wheel sort of determines what direction you can go down. And Ferrari guy actually says he's a bit busy with uni.
Fair enough.
But he's just failed to inform the admins. But obviously, hopefully, attendances are better for next season, where we clear out the shit who never turn up, like Lord Smog.
I don't agree profusely, Connor. Could take a hit the Sunday leagues. Hope maybe the 2 leagues will actually have a better amount of drivers show up than the amount we have at the moment, because yeah, it's just not what you want to see in one of the top leagues on PlayStation, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do agree profusely. So I only see the PS4, not the PS4, the F4 stream up on the PSGL channel. So no F3 stream. I'm not seeing any F5 stream from Mr. Romano, which is a shame.
I'm pretty sure I saw F5 go live once. It might have went live on Match Channel.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Yeah, 'cause I think OTP's got the thing where he's able to copy it from his channel and then render it on or something, or put it on the PSGL channel. Just don't know.
Yeah, well, obviously Sunday night's got 3 leagues, a lot of leagues going on, people busy, hence why, you know, a bit thin on the commentator situation, which is understandable, especially when I have to get brought in to deputise for other people.
Yeah, I do agree. Well, what was I gonna say? If people were wondering why there was no stream last night, there was issues with PlayStation not allowing people to sign in, so unfortunately we could not get the stream up and running for the F6 action last night. I'll just go through the results for anyone who was interested, because you may not follow the F6 account. We'll just round board Leroy whilst we're doing it. If I can find the account, it'd be very nice. If I can actually spell PSGL. There we go, it's up. So last night we had a new winner, Nexus Iceman, then Roscoe Dodger, Nexus Suarez, JRD, TNR Jabogan, Ushin, Rowan, HMC Maze and Juho Finn all round up the top 10. That's really all you have to know, to be honest. Boring race, and luckily it weren't streamed.
On board with Leroy then in the McLaren, running through the Poundland, Maggots and Beckett section. A little bit of oversteer there for Leroy as he comes through sector 1 for the first time. It's at 24.7 in the first sector, so a tidy first sector. And obviously Leroy did go for the softer tyre, didn't he, in Singapore, which was a bit of a surprise. Some interesting 2-stop strategy, which didn't really work out for him in the end, but he certainly looks set to become champion. As we have Zex in the chat, who finally took his win in F4 and didn't wassle it. So it's a game not to see Zexa again, to try and back it up with another great performance here. What we're using DRS, running the midday timing, obviously official blinds you into this corner, so nice braking there from Leroy as he comes through into the final. So it's a very technical section, very tricky to get the traction, very easy to lock up should you run no ABS, especially into this corner. Got to straighten the car up, but when you run no ABS, you can just turn and brake willy-nilly. Now we come through this double, triple right. We're reminiscent of Istanbul Park's infamous turn 8 corner through this corner, very tricky penultimate corner without the racing line, but yeah, Leroy tackles it nicely. A little bit more curb needed as he comes through the final corner as Giroud takes pole, followed by them white shadows. So what can Leroy do on the soft tyres? And it's a 32.1 on the softs, but I think times will be coming down quite fast, really. I expect a bit better.
Yeah, not the strongest from Leroy, to be honest. Paoli goes second at a 32.2. What about SSR Phoenix? He's been finding a bit of pace recently, and he's coming through turns 17, 18 and 19. I do believe this one's an absolute killer in the race for tyres when you're trying to overheat them. I feel just asking so much out your front tyres. Just get your car in and get them round the corner without understeering off. Let's see what Phoenix does. Phoenix pole. Wow, 32 dead. Good from him.
Yeah, a respectable effort there as Lars goes 6th, 1.3 off on the medium tyres, but yeah, obviously a small grid may mean drivers opt for a fresh set of boots and not decide to set lap time, which might be a sensible decision given the low turnout. Game Freak is next on the mediums.
Yep.
In the Red Bull.
Got a nice slipstream from Lars to 6th middle. Let me just see how that is in comparison to Phoenix. So 24.7, 37.1, and then Game Freak 25.2, 37.4. So it's about 8/10 off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, and the mediums are considerably slower around here than the soft tyres over 1 lap. So let's see what Game Freaker can do on the yellow mark tyres. Takes a lot of curve in that penultimate corner into the final corner. Wants to get throttled down as early as possible. Runs out of airs, but what can Game Freaker do? And he goes 6th, 1.1 off. So yeah, decent up there from Game Freaker, but a lot more to come when we move on to the soft tyres.
Yeah, well, there's quite a big delta between the tyres here in USA, so realistically that's not too bad of a time from Game Freaker to get up to 6th place. Only 1.1 off the pace on tyres that are around 8/10 off the pace, I'd say. Connor, you've done a bit of practice. What's the delta like?
Yes, around that 8/10 to a second, but softs can sort of overheat towards the end of the lap. And yeah, Matt is actually streaming on his own channel because he couldn't get it up on the PSGL channel. So good news there.
Fair
And
enough.
1.3 seconds says Jay.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Cowboy on the hards at the moment. Those hards are just a tire you're gonna want to stay away from in the Grand Prix. I feel like when I just don't feel they'll offer much grip.
Yeah,
To
the
be
hards,
honest.
you don't really need to use them in the race. You can just do soft medium or even a soft hard, you know. It depends what you really want to go for. Even the medium hard, if you're the likes of Jay Shatex, obviously he's a man who loves the harder tyre.
Yeah, the hard tire are a pad driver's dream, Connor.
It is indeed. They can just work it better. But obviously they can't work the soft tyre, so it's one of those things, I guess.
A dream for us. Oh, Alfie finished 4th, Connor.
Yeah. Where did Ollie finish?
Ollie Favell, 7th.
Bit disappointing there from Big Flavel. So what can TMC Cowboy do on the hard tyres? Around 2 seconds slower, 2 seconds slower than the soft tyres. So
Ooh,
and he
not
goes
bad.
8th, 1.9 off. So not too bad.
Yep. Watch the golden oldie of PSGL flying through. Got in about 5 minutes before the race was started. Set up the lobby. Got the invites out. Top admin this man is. See if he could convert his wonderfulness from admin duties onto this track in America.
Yeah, I do agree.
Ooh,
Just
that's
quite a lot of crowd
invalid.
there, but you can get away with it.
I'll check if that's invalid. From yeah, 24-8 first set though. He literally went right over one of them. He didn't care.
Well, he's still pushing, so you just want to see what he can do at this point in the session. Just see what his car is capable of.
Yeah, I'm more interested in watching Sophie, Connor.
Yeah, we don't give her enough airtime, I feel, in qualifying, but she never really tends to qualify well, or tries to qualify as well, I'd say.
You're being a very underrated driver this season. Gotta be one of my drivers of the season, along with Leroy, to be honest. Got points every race, as you said. And if you get it today, will that be 9-10 rounds in a row? She's amazing.
10 rounds in a row. The only person to score points in every race. I mean, in all the divisions put together, there's probably only a handful of drivers who have done so.
Yeah, there's a few drivers who've scored points in every race they've attended, but not in like every race this season. Sophie's one of the elite.
Yeah, with my teammate Gamer.
Gamer, the best.
Exactly. So we've got a few more viewers coming in. I can see the F5 stream actually doing well in terms of views as well on C-Tyres Demons channel. So what can Sophie do on the soft tyres? And it's pole position.
Could that F2 race given her a bit of confidence, Connor? Gained her a bit of pace. Look at that. 31.7 pole by 3/10 to
Very nice.
SSR Phoenix. There's Leroy. Leroy's a 10th up through the first set, so I'm pretty sure Leroy's going to be having none of that, Connor.
Yeah, that man wants pole position for himself. The greedy man. He wants more. Interesting to see that the Red Bulls are actually slipstreaming each other this session, which is nice to see. A bit of teamwork makes the dream work.
We got JT, or we got Joe asking why I said no F6. I've said it, I'll say it again. There was an issue with YouTube not allowing anyone to upload or sign into the channel which would let you stream, so no action, but it was a pretty dead race, as I did say earlier, so you didn't miss out on much.
Yeah, there seems to be issues with a lot of the connections going on as Lars goes 5th, Giroux goes 7th. What can Leroy do? Probably 2 tenths up. So he's looking to challenge Sophie for pole position into the penultimate corner. Probably one of the trickiest corner on the Formula 1 calendar without the racing line, but to take it quite nicely. A lot of speed, got a bit more airs this lap, saving his airs. Can he put it on pole ahead of Sophie?
Yes.
And he does. A 31.635 from Leroy. Phoenix is up by 6 tenths.
This man. Give me more. Oh, that might have been invalid. That might have been invalid. If he got invalid, I'd be kicking myself.
I think so. It says invalid, but maybe that was the outlap. That has to be one of the worst invalidations I've ever seen.
Oh, that'll be invalid. Yep, he's in the piss. Oh, humongous bottle.
Yeah, indeed. Who else? Anyone? Game Freak is pushing.
Locked up quite a bit there. How far up is he? 6, almost 7 tenths up. 7 tenths will get him on a 32.4, which is just in the reaches of White Shadows, but more time to be gained on the softs here in the final sector to, I believe, what he set on the medium. So I expected to maybe set like a 32.3, which would be not too bad for time.
Yeah, I think he'll be going around 4th at least, is what I'd say for Game 3 cut.
Into the final corner, down to third, second gear in fact, and up to third on the run to the line. It's P4 on a 32.1, not bad from him.
No, not bad at all. Anyone else on a lap time, or is it just settled down a little? But yeah, no one on a lap at the minute.
Yep, settled down quite a bit.
So we've got Alfie Oddly in the chat.
He got 4th, he crossed the line 2nd, but too many time penalties cost him.
Yeah, a shame for Alfie Oddly, but no, an experienced drive, none the less.
Yeah, well, and that good to see Fish has got the hashtag #LittleC in the comms, or in the tweet. Oh, Mike Messi out on track. Where did he finish last week? 4th?
Yeah, his best result this season. Obviously, he usually has a fan in the chat, but I can't really see him at the minute, which is a bit of a shame, but he's usually lurking. I didn't see Callum Anderson's comment. Let me just delete it.
Why? What did he say?
A racist word.
Oh, I didn't see it. It didn't pop up on my computer.
No, that's probably why.
Wow. Disappointing.
I do agree profusely. So, anyone actually on the lap? It's a bit of a lull at the minute here at the Circuit Americas, but is Leroy currently leading the way on pole position? And Sophie, who doesn't tend to qualify, but maybe it's going to be a wet race then if she's qualifying. Phoenix is 3rd, Game Freak 4th, Pally, then Large, White Shadows, Juru, Callboy, Mike, Flying Foam, and Trey still have laps to do as we approach the final part. On board with Mark Messi.
Yep, come down into turn 1. This is quite tricky turn 1, to be honest, Connor. Very uphill braking, and you got to turn in before you actually get to the corner.
And there's no brake markables anymore on the right, so you just have to guess where to brake.
Oh, that must be A's for no line users.
It is. I don't know why they got rid of him, but yeah, Mark Messi really struggling with understeer in this first sector, and yeah, he is up, but quite a disappointing first sector for Mark Messi. Really struggling to get the car in.
Yep, Frome retiring from the session quite early. 3 minutes 43 to go. Might be a little timing glitch on our screen. You had it quite a few times, so wouldn't put it past Codemasters for doing it again, but who knows.
Yeah, who knows. So Mike Messi using the down this long DRS straight, certainly where all the overtaking action tends to happen, but you know, a lot of the corners mean you can go side by side into the final sector as well. So yeah, Mike Messi take a lot of curb there. What can he do? Is he going to find even more time? It's only 3 tenths for Mike Messi, so yeah, he's really struggling. He's not really attuned to the circuit like he was in Singapore, and he's a bit of oversteer as well. So yeah, Mike Messi struggling under the spotlight, live on stream perhaps.
Yep, well, let's see, will he box in, try to get a new set of tyres on, or is it just a bit too late? I think it might be a bit too late for Mike Messi. I think his quali's done if I was him. Would you retire, Connor, or gamble and Dre setting a lap?
Yeah, I'd retire. It's all over. Takes longer than a minute to get out again.
Sophie on an out lap, Leroy. Let's watch Sophie. F1 Sophie. Could be one of her best laps she's ever driven. Or there might be more time to find here. See her now coming down into turn 1. Using high. She's not the most aggressive driver. It's a bit too nice, Sophie, I'd say, Connor.
Yeah, a little bit. That's a little bit of lag there for me. As she comes through the Poundland Magazine Beckett section, a great section replicating Silverstone's iconic middle sector. So yes, what can Sophie do? Nice and smooth, nice and steady from Sophie as she's finding time, and she's 2 tenths down. So disappointing so far for Sophie. 2 tenths down and a lot of time to find.
Yeah, well, she manages to pull it back and be quite a nice time, but we know people like Phoenix has got the potential to go 6-7 tenths quicker. I expect a low 31 from him if he nails the lap. So it's crucial Sophie finds time, and we can see her plummet down the grid on what looked like such a good start to qualifying for her. nicely down
Yeah, I
into
do agree.
turn.
Down into the heavy braking zone. Callum Anderson asking why he was banned. So yeah, and she's only a 10th down now, so she's found a bit of time in that middle sector, but she still needs to be really aggressive in this final part of the lap.
Yeah, where are you seeing all these comments? I'm looking in the stream, I can't see any
No,
comments.
no, he messaged me on
Oh,
Twitter.
fair enough. Well, let's see, Sophie. Can she gain a bit more time and stick her car on pole position? That looked quite nice. There might have been invalid from Sophie. She comes into the final corner. What can she do in the Rich Energy Haas F1 at their home Grand Prix? She misses out on improving her time by 38 hundredths. Not what she needed. Where's Leroy? Watch Leroy now. Go through the S's now. Very tricky part of the circuit. Very easy to get invalid. But that looks very nice from Leroy. That looks very nice. And he's a bit just under a 10th up as he approaches or starts the second set. And now using a lot of track there. Getting his car right on the limit. So really, if he could keep this up, expect Leroy to go miles faster than what he is at the moment.
Yeah, but we know Phoenix can find a lot of time as well. So let's just see how it all plays out. Game Freak was 2 tenths up in the first sector as well, so Game Freaker was a 10th up. So yeah, I think it's going to be between Leroy and Phoenix for pole, but Game Freaker certainly be looking to put it round third.
Oh, Game Freaker. I'll watch Leroy. I want to see how the rest of his laps go. And Leroy's almost 4 tenths up, Connor.
Yeah, but is he going to do a Phoenix? No, stays away of the red bit.
The car's
Phoenix
just
is 3 tenths up.
planted.
Yeah, they're both 3 tenths up.
Oh
Obviously,
no,
Leroy.
he's done it again, hasn't he? Oh, Phoenix, please.
No, not this time. Still warning.
No,
So
he's lucky to
Leroy
get
through the
away.
final corner. Pole position, 31.2. Lars goes 4th. Good luck from Lars. Phoenix is next. Can he put it on pole?
Nope.
Can he go second?
Scruffy final set. They're very scruffy.
Bowdy, 4 tenths up. Bit
Curry.
wide there, a lot of understeer.
4 tenths is going to get him nowhere, Connor. He gets him 4th. Not good from him. Miles off the pace in quality.
Chiruru. 7th.
White Shadow.
White Shadows.
8th.
8th.
That's it.
And
Quali's
that's
done.
it. Yeah. Done and dusted.
Quite boring qualifying, Connor, man. I thought there was going to be a bit more of a climactic ending to that, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, quite disappointing. What a great lap there from Leroy. Also, Phoenix looked very strong out there as well. So hopefully we can see a battle between those two for the victory, but it's be very lackluster, I think.
I mean, I'm fully expecting someone to launch it at turn 1, HMSC style.
Well, I hope.
Yeah, well, anyway, Leroy on pole with a 31.2, impressive time from him. Second SSR Phoenix, third Game Freaker, fourth Powdy, fifth F1 Sophie, sixth Lars, seventh Giroux, eighth White Shadow, ninth Corbin, the alternate strategy, and 10th Mike Messi on the alternate strategy as well. 11th is Frome, and 12th is Dre, both not setting times in qualifying, and expect them to start on the medium compound tyre. I'm just going to go get a drink before this race starts, so I don't have to go mid-race.
So it's Leroy pole. Okay, now you got to stop this young man from going one step closer to winning his first PSGL title and becoming the youngest ever PSGL champion in the history of the league. So, get your predictions in the chat. Who's winning? Who's coming second and who's coming third? Plus we've got Callum Anderson in the chat, aka Honda PA, currently banned from the PlayStation gaming leagues. A big fan of that random bloke, that's what I've heard. So let's see what tyres people are opting for here on the formation app at the Circuit in the Americas in Austin. So tyres, it's mediums for Coreboy, Mike, Frome, and softs for Trey Bay. And obviously the softs for the top 8 as well. So I think I'm going to go for Leroy for the victory, Phoenix for second, and I'm going to go for Sophie for third. So we have the formation lap underway. Obviously a very important process of getting the tyres up to temperature, because if you get reset to the grid, there's a bit of shenanigans going on the formation lap, then your start will be heavily compromised. So very important to get your tyres up to temperature, especially on the harder compound.
Yup. Got back right at the perfect time. So interestingly, Dre goes for the soft compound tyre. Gets out of the top 10. Maybe he's confident he can do the soft to medium strategy. Don't know. I haven't done any practice, Connor, so I don't know. What should we be looking out for in this race?
It's interesting to see how the tyres react in terms of overheating. Very easy, even on the wheel. You can overheat the tyres really quickly on lap 2, but they do cool down very fast in sector 2, then again in sector 3. But it's sector 1 that really kills the tyres. So I think that's certainly the key. And seeing what tyres they're going after, it could be soft, medium, or a soft hot. It's a bit like France, I'd say, with the strategy calls. But yeah, Callboy, Mike, and Frome could be ones to watch on those mediums, but the mediums are considerably slower. But as I say, when the softs overheat, you understeer, especially obviously the fronts overheat, so you understeer a lot, and that compromises sector 1, especially with the higher speed corners.
Yeah, well, expect Leroy to kind of struggle in this race then, Connors. He is on a pad, so it'll be hard for him to manage his tyres. Phoenix could get a win here tonight. Got 28 laps ahead of us here in America. Where is Dre? Dre's just pulling into his grid slot now. I would say watch all the way down the back, Connor, but you can most probably see the back from the front.
Yep, no worries.
There's Mike Messi's fan. It's lights out on in America. It's 3, it's 4, it's 5. And we're away racing in America. What is this terrible camera angle? We got Leroy, Game Freak again, a good start. Is someone going to launch it down the inside? Leroy swoops across there and keeps hold of his lead. We've got a bit of carnage on the back. Here's Mike Messi and TMC Corfboy. Disaster for him.
Yeah, it was a disaster for Mr. Mike Messi. Just crashed into Corfboy.
That man lacking confidence so far, and that's going to not do any good for him. We got Frome getting passed by Dre, which is good to see. See, Leroy got a half-second lead already. Let's get the position change up. So our biggest gainers so far is Sophie, Dre, and Frome. Only gainers in the field actually. Dre 4, Frome 2, Sophie 2. We have a lot more losers than winners here, Connor, at the moment.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. So a lot of errors being deployed down this long straight. Leroy 5 tenths ahead of Phoenix. Sophie also right one, making a good start into third place. Game Freak up 4. Powley right one in 5th. Using that under threat from Lars, but good driving there. Very mature driving. This Drew slots into 7th place. But yeah, so far so good as Poor Boy's now passed the new driver, White Shadows.
Yeah, I think he seems to be struggling. He hasn't got any front wing damage, just maybe the tyres are already screwed on that car. But look at Sophie, Connor. Sophie is keeping up.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I don't know what input device she's using, but you know, Game Freak is right behind. But when the tyres start overheating, that's when things will start to happen in the next lap or two. But it's a 36.4 from Leroy. Phoenix in second, Sophie right behind in third, but Game Freaker could be looking to launch into turn 1. He does.
He's launched that, but he can't get it done.
No, he can't indeed, but Leroy's now 1.2 ahead of Phoenix. So a bit of a mistake there from Phoenix, I think. Or he's really struggling with overheating already.
I mean, look how much he's taken out, Connor, in that little part alone. He's taken 3 tenths out there. So Leroy's struggling with front end grip, it seems, and it don't seem like a race without Frome getting a penalty. And Dre being hit again. Hopefully Dre learns his lesson to not quit the lobby and come back again with about 10 laps to go this time.
Exactly, obviously the new rule being in place to avoid these sorts of shenanigans. But yeah, Sophie is right behind Phoenix with Game Freak, got Powdy, Lars and Giroux all waiting in the wings.
Look at that, you got cars all left, weaving left, right, just to get a bit of slipstream off each other. Slipstream, so important on this game, Connor. If you don't have slipstream, you're screwed. Luckily, this track ain't that severe for it, but if you're a track like Monza, Belgium, Mexico, any tracks like that, it's not looking good for you.
It isn't, as Game Freaker covers Powdy, but guys, a little bit of a lock up there. Powdy looking to make moves, make gains, as Sophie's really closing in on SR Phoenix, who's really struggling for understeer already.
Oh, Sophie's got some understeer as well there. That dirty air off the front of that Toro, or the back of that Toro Rosso, is really not helping that front end of this Haas here. Haas is home Grand Prix, so she'll be looking to put on a good performance for them, and currently sitting in P3, doing a stellar job at the moment.
Yeah, I do agree. Flying Frame also will be quite
Sorry,
content with his position. Pin P8, no worries, just keep on board with the second or third. So yeah, Sophie in third, doing a great job for the Haas team on home soil. We'll be having DRS available on this next lap, but nice little train all the way down to Jururu in seventh as we come through the pound line, Magnus and Beckett section. Sophie looking to make moves, looking to make gains as the tyres continue to overheat in this first sector of the lap. Italy worked to 1.6 clear. Sophie will have DRS on Phoenix, while Powdy is right behind Game Freaker, who runs slightly wide into the hairpin. So yeah, DRS is now enabled. Lap 28. Phoenix already goes a little bit defensive offline, then moves back online. So a little bit of weaving there from SSR Phoenix. But the Sophie's using the DRS, losing the airs, and he's going to launch it down the inside on SSR Phoenix. He's got the inside line, and surely will run Phoenix off the track and out of road. So aggressive, but needs must, as they say, from F1 Sophie. Yeah, Sophie up in second, Phoenix third, with Game Freaker now behind Powdy. So yeah, Powdy up to P4 in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. As Phoenix has definitely got big understeer issues. He runs wide again. Powdy's going to be looking to make the move into the final corner. Powdy up the inside, and he probably can't see it because Little's not back.
I am back, don't you worry, Connor.
Good, so yeah, I think Phoenix must be on a pad because he's really struggling with those front tyre temperatures.
Yep, look how much he's having to lift. Game Freak down the inside, there's a bit of lag going on here. What is Game Freak got a penalty for cutting turn one? Wow. What is this? Phoenix is just dropping and dropping and dropping.
Oh. There's the yellow flags in sector one, I'm not sure why. But yeah, definitely a little bit of lag in the lobby. As what, Callum is faster than you. Yeah. Matt Romano is faster than you, Honda Par.
Well,
and yeah, Mike Messi. Yeah, Mike Messi down in P11.
Miles behind, shall I say. Not good for him.
Yeah, as Jay thinks he's on a wheel, so maybe the wheel's actually worse than the pad around here in terms of temperatures.
Yeah, Phoenix is really struggling. Like I don't
he's
think
definitely on the wheel, looking at this hairpin. Maybe just over rotating the car a bit too much, putting a little bit too much stress through the front tyres. But it's really strange to see Phoenix really struggling, especially when Game Freaker, Powdy, and Lero on pads.
And Sophie.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen Rogers, for that comment.
Oh, I don't think he likes being called that, Connor.
Good. Good. So it is pretty shocking, but you know, people have got lives and they couldn't attend. So yeah, again, Rigger uses his DRS.
Launch it. Harry Warren it style.
Yeah, Giroud will be looking to launch it soon. A lot of people criticised Giroud's driving last season, but we're not seeing a lot of it this season.
Might have been on holiday, I don't know, but first race back in like 4 weeks. He's running in P7 and those and not doing too bad of a job doing. Helping McLaren and they can shut this because Leroy's needed him because it's pretty much just been a one-man team at the moment due to Giroud's lack of attendance and finishing rates.
Yeah. Have you got food now or what?
Kinda.
Well, I can do the speaking, you can do the camera work.
Nah, I'm just nibbling on the carrot, it's all good.
On a carrot. I didn't realise that was what you're into, so yeah. Calm down now a little bit, but yeah, Lars looking to make a move on. Phoenix for P5. But yeah, he's not quite close enough with Giroud sitting in. Team C Cowboy and Flying Chrome just behind. Buying their time. Was waiting. That's what Rudolph just says. Cheeky. Oh yeah.
Saucy.
Indeed. But it's nice to see, look how close from race 3 Sophie all the way down to Throne. You know, really tight. Which is what you want to see. You know, it's wide open. We don't know what's going to happen. All we know is probably Leroy's going to win. That's what I can say. As I predicted, but I did tip Sophie for the podium. So
2 podiums in a row for Sophie would be quite nice.
yeah.
But she gets second in the drivers still, or at least third in the drivers.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's like 2 points behind Shaw, who's missing the next 3 races.
Oh, so she could earn herself a promotion, Connor, when she didn't really want to.
Yeah, I think certainly we'll be moving a lot of the good drivers up from F3 into F2. So I think naturally there's going to be a lot of shifting going on. Like F3 won't be the F3 of now. It's all relatively going to be a lot different next season. So what I can say is Powdy's really closing in on Sophie.
Yeah, the thing with Sophie is, Connor, she don't have the pace, she just has the consistency, which helps her massively.
Yeah, I think her pace is better than, you know, everyone sort of thinks. But you can still got to have good pace to get into these positions. But yeah, I wouldn't say she's probably an F3 driver on paper, but if you finish that high in the championship, people are going to be looking at you. As Powdy activates overtake on his Urs, using all the deployment, all the juices. Will you expect to move down the inside of the Haas driver?
Too nice. Too nice. Keep your car there, Sophie. Don't let him through. Round the outside goes Powdy. He's going to turn to the inside. Ooh, and Powdy gonna get it done. Yeah, Sophie won't continue to fight. And now could we see a fight between Powdy and Leroy? I'd like to see him catch.
Yeah, Phoenix is still struggling with Lars. Defending hard from Lars into that chicane while we're watching Powdy and Sophie. But yeah, Leroy's lead is already up to 3 seconds. Can sit now 37.8 from Leroy. What did Powdy do? 37.7, so quite close times. Obviously, Powdy was battling on that lap, so not ideal there for the Irishman. Sophie third, Game Freaker fourth, Phoenix fifth. Giroud and Lars into turn 1. Ooh. Lars breaks late. We'll look to do the up and under on Giroud.
Oh, come on. Switch back. Oh, he's in Nana, so there's no chance of him coming back now.
What else is going on? Look at that. The racing points are closing in. There's TMC Cowboy P8, Flying Throne P9. Just really struggling to get that car in his Flying Throne. Just doesn't have the turn in these cars.
I just took a sip into my apple juice, Connor, and I forgot to dilute it. Oh my god. How?
What, squash?
Yeah. Oh.
You forgot to dilute it.
Nah, I thought I put it in, so I just took it and took a sip into it, and how sweet it was. Oh my god.
Oh no! As Giroud is using his DRS on Phoenix for P5. Round the outside into chicane, Phoenix breaks late. But Giroud will surely do the switch back. The easiest move in the book, but the Toros has got the high ground.
Oh my god! He's launched that! He's got it done as well. My word, how the hell has he got that done?
Yeah, Cowboy will be looking to make moves. He's on those mediums, and those mediums are the hard to be on at this time. The softs really wearing out, and Phoenix is really holding these drivers up, struggling with tire temperatures. Lars and Giroud will be getting very frustrated.
Yep, and we're seeing Phoenix late into the pit lane there. He's had enough of these softs. He wants new tyres. He's just fucked them, if you want me to be honest. He's killed these tyres. What tyres are going to be, mediums or hards? Hards.
Interesting. So, battle turns to Sophie and Powdy. Sophie right behind the Irishman, Powdy in the Ferrari. Sophie in the home team, the Haas team. And yes, I have to agree, there's going to be a lot of dirty shenanigans going on tomorrow. A lot of launching liquor. Are you looking forward to that?
Oh yes, Con. You know I like a cheeky launch here and there. So
yeah.
If you see me launching one, there's 2 ways it'll end. Either me pass or in the barriers, and there's a high chance it'll be the barrier.
Well, I'm sure Shay will be looking to make Gamer pay for Singapore as Giroud gets past Lars once again. Cowboy's looking to make a move. Oh, Cowboy moving around quite a lot there. must have scared Frome a little bit.
Oh yeah, Frome. Oh, go on, Cowboy. That's one. Now cut to the inside. No, he can't cut to the inside. Too late. Oh my God.
Oh, Frome!
Oh.
Very clumsy there. Just hit the back of Lars. It's a little bit clumsy.
My God, those shots are underseal. And I just watched Lars, and he could not get that front end into the corner whatsoever.
Yeah, they'll be looking to box race soon. So I think lap 10 for a set of mediums is what people are going to be opting for.
What's the gap to leader? The gap to leader is 24 seconds. And what's the pit lane loss round? About 23, 22?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm not fine to the race as Cowboy goes up the inside of Giroux and gets the job done to P5 for Cowboy. But interesting to see what Cowboy does if he goes on the hards after. But medium hards is a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a weird strategy in my opinion, as Powley's cut the gap down to 2.6 at the front.
Yeah, Phoenix is gaining as well, kind of 23.8 now. Could we see Phoenix undercut all of these?
We could indeed. But obviously, if these guys go for mediums, the mediums are a good bit faster than obviously than the hard tyre, as Mike Messi and White Shadow are battling Lella Edward.
Yep, I'm on board. Come through the fast right hand now. Are they going to keep it side by side? They are. Good move from Mike Messi.
Yep, and his fans, Adam Clark cheers on.
Yeah, he's going to be well chuffed. Part of the Messi clan, Connor.
He is indeed. So, the pit stop window is coming up, and Powley is doing a great job at closing the gap to Leroy, now down to 2.2 seconds. With Sophie just 9 seconds behind. Game Freak a third with 1.61, and Corbett on those medium tyres looks to be one of the fastest mans on track at the minute, but is 6.5 off the lead.
What will Leroy do? Leroy stays out again now. Will Powley coming for the undercut? He will, Connor. Powley in. Sophie stays out.
I don't care. White Shadow's up the inside of Mike Messi. Job done.
He was having none of what Mike Messi done to him. However, Mike Messi back for more. He won't get this up without a fight. And he's going to go for a big switchback. And you know, oh my God, lucky. Look at Dre. Look at Dre. Don't forget about Dre. Down the inside he goes. No, he can't get it done. Mike Messi around the outside. Oh, wow, that's great. That's a great move, Connor, around the outside.
Oh. And then White Shadows nearly loses it. But yeah, some great racing here. Always good to capture some of the action towards the back as the leaders all start to pit. So how's it all played out? Powley in 6th on mediums, still well ahead of Phoenix. But Phoenix is good ahead of Game Freaker and Giroux.
Dre thought about launching it down the inside. This is a battle for P10, Connor. It's the best battle on track.
Yep, and it's a good point, Ed, but I don't know, for tomorrow, the soft tyres, even for pad users, seem quite decent. Like, you know, Lee's on a pad, and he looked alright. Same as Powley.
Yeah, well, to be fair to Leroy, he hasn't really had to do much this year. Oh, he's just had a moment, to be fair to him. He hasn't really had to do much because he's in the lead and just managed his tyres. He's got the pace advantage over this division, so... Yeah, but he's struggling big time now because Powley has gained about a second, Connor.
Yeah, and it's fair to say, I think in the higher leagues, the harder tyres look better than they are, because Louis Welch, especially, is a hard tyre merchant, and that man loves the hard tyres. As Leroy pits from the lead, and Powley could actually undercut him here. I'm not even lying, he lost a second in the final sector.
Yup. What can Powley do? Mediums for Lee.
It's a Powley coming through the final corner. Where's Lee? Lee's not even exiting the pit yet. Powley's coming down full speed. Lee's exiting. Where's Powley?
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Go on. Ooh. Yeah. Powley undercuts him. Wow. What a big undercut that was. Blimey.
Yeah, over 2 seconds. Jesus. Great lap there from Powley. Sebastian Vettel in Singapore undercut there. Leroy will be battling his fellow countryman for the win. It's Powley, the 2 title contenders, battling for the win here in the USA. So a big undercut there from Powley, giving even more data and insight to F1 F2 drivers for tomorrow.
Yup. Well, you know what, Connor? I feel like Powley's angered the beast of F4. Except Leroy to come flying past on this straight was to grip. Although to be fair, Paddy's got a decent run. This is going to be a lot harder than Leroy needs to be, and Leroy has to be patient. Don't go risking your championship. You've got a big gap here. 20 points is the lead, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, 23 points.
Yeah, you don't want to be throwing it away. All you just need to see, pretty much, bit of contact. Leroy's in the barrier. Paddy wins. That's down to 7. It's a lot closer than it needs to be.
I agree. Just one mistake from Powdy ends a title dream for himself. But obviously, Leroy can always give the initiative back. Could he do a bit of a bottle?
Yeah, just count how lucky Leroy's been this season, really, Connor. Many tracks, but Belgium, for example.
Yeah, where his race should have ended, but sometimes you need that bit of luck. That was back in season 20. Louis Welch spun off at Belgium and survived, ended up winning the title. Obviously, with Ash going on holidays. Powdy sets himself up at 36.2 from the Irishman. So yeah, Powdy flying out there, but obviously Leroy has yet to do a lap and has 1 lap fresher tyres as Corbin and Frome continue to pound round on their medium tyres.
Yup. Well, Leroy, you want me to be honest? Powdy looks like he has the advantage over Leroy at the moment, Connor. There's more smooth, just control of his car.
Yeah, I think experience is coming to the fore. Powdy, one of the most experienced drivers around. They've got a lot of pedigree. A former Race of Champions winner. Qualified on the front row in the F1 League. Many top 10 finishes in the F1 League as well. So, you know, Powdy has been around the block. He's seen many places and he knows how to get the job done. And he's doing a great job. He's got good pace.
Gap in Leroy. Leroy's only staying within the second due to DRS.
Yeah, so impressive pace from Powdy, to be honest. Struggled a little bit to get going initially, but once he got through the traffic, it's clear he's got the speed as Sophie's done. Phoenix for P6, a very easy manoeuvre down the inside.
Yeah, Sophie driving quite well along with many other drivers. Corway gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a little cheeky look at the penalties, Connor. I feel like we need to. Powdy's on 2 warnings. Leroy's on 1 warning. So Leroy's got the advantage just over that. But look how much Leroy's gained in the final sector. What's happened to Powdy through here?
I think Leroy just carried a lot more confidence and Leroy's using a lot more reserves. He might be looking to launch into turn 1. Not quite.
Right, you don't want to do anything stupid. He's got that championship in the back of his mind, Connor.
Yeah, he has indeed. With flying Frome yet to pit. Currently in P2. Picking up yet another time. Powdy's really so through the S's. As Leroy has to back up slightly. So yeah, a little bit of understeer there for Powdy. Through the S's, Leroy goes up. We're a little bit more hooked up now. So yeah, Leroy, the initiative is coming back towards Lee on lap 13 here in the USA. What flying Frome surely will play a part.
When they Frome will do a bit of tactics to let Powdy through and maybe hold Leroy up. That'd be something interesting to see. 2 adults of PSGL working together possibly to take down the youth, Connor.
Yeah, I do agree. As Leroy nearly crashes into him there. They had a little bit of luck as Powdy closes the door.
Yeah, Frome is like Frome is just a bus at this stage. These mediums are miles faster than the ones on the racing points at the moment. The strategy that looked quite good is just currently going downhill for them. Frome especially after that spin, but Cowboy, even he's losing a lot of time. So I don't think he's on for that great of a result for himself, Connor.
Yeah, Farm Frome really struggling out there, but Cowboy, when he comes out on a set of softs, could get some good points.
Yeah, well, I think we have to watch Powdy getting past Frome. Leroy as well. And Frome just lets him go. He ain't interested in that battle. So we're going to see a straight fight between the top 2 of this league. Wonderful to see a bit of controversy. I feel like a bit of controversy will spice this race up. What we could do with Connor is a safety car. Had that spice it up just a bit.
Yeah, it certainly would. Especially towards the end, you know, Dre Ray loves a safety car. A bit of soft tyre action at the end of the Grand Prix is what we want. It's what we need sometimes. But, you know, we've still got a good race because Leroy is right behind Powdy.
Yup, 410s is the gap at the moment, but DRS is enabled. I'm sorry to say, but I feel like Powdy is going to have to give up the effective race lead, because here comes Leroy. He's going to squeeze his car down the inside. Oh, contact. Oh, I thought he's knowing the contact model, Connor. I thought Leroy was going to spin out there. And Powley just holding on at the moment. Wow.
So I was just speaking to Gamer about strategy for tomorrow. So yeah, great action there. Bit of contact, rubbing is racing, as they say, as Martin Brundle pointed out a few weeks ago. But Powley doing a really great job. An experienced drive so far from Powley, but Leroy looks like he's going to get moved on into turn one.
Yeah, well, Leroy using us, Powley using us as well. Down the inside goes, tased Leroy. Leroy just don't want to. I think Leroy just wants to keep the battle going from what it seems, but he's not keeping it breaking late enough to really get the move done.
No, he's not, and luckily they've got about 5 seconds over Game Freaker, so no issues there. But obviously putting on a great show for all these fans, as you know, Adam Clark's probably enjoying the show. His man Mike Messi down in P11, but enjoying the action, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'd be hoping this man gets up into the points or just sneaks 10th place, but still all grid going at the moment. No DNS, which is something you like to see. We haven't had that in quite a while in PSGL, I believe, Connor.
What, 20 drivers?
Oh no, just a whole grid finishing from like starting, like everyone finishing.
Yeah. We have a lot of people who like to give up, that's what I'd say, but we've still got time, there's still time. But you know, with 12 people, I reckon people will try and continue just to see if there's a chance of points. But yeah, Powley still has the net lead over Leroy.
Adam Clark says, great battle for first, stood an effective race lead, 8 seconds. Here's the gap between Corbett and Powley, but Leroy is all over the back of him. Look how much, like, understeer's getting through that long right-hander. Just can't get the car in. Got Callum Anderson. Callum Anderson, come on Lee, spin. I sense salt, Connor. I sense a bit of hate.
Well, we see them in parties together, so I don't know if they're friends or frenemies. So Powley maintains the net lead of this United States Grand Prix. Leroy in P3, flying from yet to pit in P4 in Game Freaker. Looks set to pick up a great podium in net third. Corby probably come out around Lars, so Corby will be looking to make good moves on the softs in the second part of the race. But yeah, Leroy yet to make the move on Powley. Buying his time.
Yeah, well, Corby's going to have to come in around lap 18 and fit those soft tyres. He's going to have to deal with a bit of pain, but it won't be as bad as the start of the race because Leaf Fuel tracks at his best. He can go have fun in that racing point and see how much he can make up.
Yeah, he can indeed. So yeah, Leroy using the DRS. He's going to use yours. He stays in too, so he's just happy to sit in for now.
Play with Powley. Play with Powley. Come on, Powley, he says. Clearly, frenemies.
Exactly. Callum Anderson, a very aggressive young man, looking to get his frustration out on the circuit one day back in PSGL. But Powley has a bit of a moment there on the exit. Leroy right behind through the infamous, the copy of Turkey's turnover. Look at the understeer. But yeah, as Leroy looks to close in as Corboy pits.
That's
already.
Early. That is very early. They're not making it to the end of those softs.
Oh, I think they will, but it's not ideal.
There'll be a terrible tyre at the end.
But that man wants to make moves, so it's Mr. Callboy. He picks, Game Freaker's through. Where's Callboy going to feed out?
Just ahead of Lars. Yeah.
That's what I thought, around Lars. So yeah, looking back to the front of the grid, Leroy 3 tenths behind Powley for the lead, with flying with Game Freaker quite a bit behind. So yeah, the top two have been in a class of their own so far.
Yeah, well, let's watch Powley and Leroy. For that gap is literally a 10th now. If Leroy don't get this done, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, I do agree indeed. So this time he's using his airs. I think Leroy decided time to put him in his place. Time to use the airs. Use the DRS. DRS wide open. Powley goes defensive to the left. Leroy, the McLaren on the right, will be looking to move around the outside into the heavy braking zone. Powley brakes late, but I think Leroy's going to do it around the outside. And he does. Respectful racing there from Powley, but Leroy gets the move and the lead of the US Grand Prix as Game Freaker gets past Throne, who's yet to stop in third. So yeah, Powley couldn't defend much more. He stayed within the rules, stayed within the regulations, and defended fairly there, but couldn't do any more. As Leroy once again takes the lead and looks set to take another victory and move 27 points clear of Powley going into Brazil.
Yeah, what a healthy gap he has. One of the biggest gaps in PSGL, I believe, at the moment, Connor, for the championship.
Yeah, I think thinking about it, it's probably the biggest gap.
Either him or JRD, one of the two.
Yep, that is true. That is true indeed. So yeah, Powley looking to try and stick with. As Game Cricket is just 4.2 seconds behind as Callboy, obviously on those soft tyres. We're looking to make a few moves, maybe get up to fourth by the end of the race, but obviously his tyres will be quite dead in about 5-6 laps time.
Yeah, I feel like maybe another lap on those mediums would have been what is good for him. I just can't help but feel that those softs will be awful to be on towards the end of towards the end of this race.
Yep, I couldn't agree any more or any less. So yeah, Callboy will be looking, will make the move on Giroux into the next corner, while Sophie is right behind Flying Rome, but that'll be quite an easy move, so I think I'd rather watch Callboy. It looks like it's going to be an easier move due to the difference in tyre compound. The soft tyres much better than Giroux's 8-lap old medium tyres. Likewise, Sophie gets through Flying Rome, he's yet to make his pit stop.
Yeah, Frome really is struggling now.
Yeah, Frome is struggling, and we'll be looking to make a pit stop. Maybe he can go for the fastest lap. Maybe he cannot, depending on what Callboy does on this lap. So yeah, interesting stuff as Powley's really sticking with Leroy for the lead on the race. There's 6 tenths between those two. Or Callboy is looking to make a move on Throne, but I think Throne surely will pit this lap for a set of soft tyres, and he does indeed. So yeah, he releases Callboy, who probably will set the fastest lap of the race right now.
Yep.
And he does.
Now after Sophie. It's not far off the lead, to be fair, Connor, but I think it's just a bit out of reach.
Who's this? Callboy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he's done a really good job, to be fair. Only 8.1 off the lead. So, a decent job. And Callum Anderson says, Powley should do the undercut. Well, they've already made their stop. So, I don't think that's possible, Mr. Honda Par.
Yeah, he retracts his statement instantly. The quality of Honda Park, Connor.
Yeah, a man who gets beat week in, week out by Matt Romano. So, nothing against Matt Romano, but well, he can admit himself he's not at the top level, the top echelons of league racing. So yeah, Callboy uses his DRS once again. But yeah, Callboy only 7.6 off the lead. It's a bit surprising, to be honest. Quite impressive, really.
Maybe if DRS picks up a penalty.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive. The medium soft there. I'm very surprised, but yeah, fair play to Callboy. Went a bit under the radar that first stint, but you know he's doing a fine job. He is the fine Irishman. And he's going to make the move.
Oh, he has to go around the outside. He can't let Sophie stay ahead much longer. And he does. Good move.
Yeah, Callboy's driving amazingly. Fair play to the man. I didn't tip him for. I thought Gameblood had the podium sewn up, but obviously the softs will die towards the end. But on the lighter fuel, the softs working well, and he sets into the fastest lap.
Flying.
Impressive. So yeah, compared to Leroy, Leroy is about 1.5 seconds slower a lap at the minute. Obviously, Callboy does have a bit of DRS action, which gives him maybe 3, 4, 5 tenths, but yeah, very impressive pace from Callboy. Only 6.7 off the lead now.
Yep, he still is gaining. If you have Honda Pass, say Powley should just straight line it into turn 1.
Yeah, we can't be on any of that going on.
Sounds like a very Honda Path thing to do, Connor.
Yeah, I do agree. So
wait, he's gaining. Look at him, he's gaining actually.
Oh,
Powley, look at Powley.
Oh yeah, sorry. Powley down the inside on Leroy.
Yeah. He's
And he
through.
leads. Texas once again. Leroy, they're going to fight again. Powdy's going to go on and push him off. Push him off, Powdy. Very respectful. Too respectful, I'd say.
If that was you, Connor, I know for a fact he'd be he'd be on his halo.
He would be indeed. But yeah, Leroy maintained the lead. But we've got a battle on our hands with Cowboy. Only 6 seconds off the lead. So maybe don't run out Cowboy for challenging for the lead in a few laps' time if these top two still battling. Are still battling.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to go back to Powdy because Powdy, if I was him, I'd absolutely launch it into turn 1.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Now, Powdy's just going to wait, save a bit of his and wait to attack. But maybe he's going to launch it anyway. No. I'll tell you who's going to launch it. TMC Cowboy.
Through up into P3. And how far is he off the lead now? He is only 5.4. Wow.
Never.
How did you guess, Connor?
No, I was just checking. Flying Throne sets the fastest out of the Grand Prix down in P9 at 34.7. So Flying Throne will pick up 3 World Championship points.
Yeah, we see like a bit of, what's the word going on in the chat?
Honda Park.
Honda Par, and then they've got a bit of a common rivalry, shall we say, building up.
Yeah. Leroy. Oh, Leroy just moved quite late there. Powdy down the inside into the hairpin once again. And surely will take the lead of the United States Grand Prix, and he does indeed, but Leroy sets his car beautifully, and surely will launch it again. But Powdy leads.
Oh,
maintains it. We've got yellow flags. Oh,
white
it's
shadow.
White shadows. Disaster for that. As Powdy up the inside again and gets the goal done. Leroy will look to do the switchback. Oh, and the outside of Powdy. Great battling between the two Irishmen. The third Irishman's in P3 actually, so it's Highlanders dominating therefore lead this season.
You took a second out of him, Connor.
Yeah, it's Goosey, and he can see him. We can see him.
Oh, Leroy!
Oh, Leroy!
Oh my God, lucky boy.
Tension here in Texas. Cowboy's only 2.8 behind now.
Yeah, great
Came
drive.
back penalties, but great drive from Mr. Joe Cowboy.
Oh my God, I've just seen him. Disappointing. Then Leroy's one away from a penalty, and so is Mr. Powdy, Connor.
Yeah, so a disappointing debut there for White Shadows. Maybe he was just struggling with the track, struggling a little bit for pace. But hopefully we can see a bit more from him, or maybe can allocate him a lower league for next season. But it's still early days, you know.
Yeah, it might just be a bad track for him.
Yeah, and we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Tyler in the chat.
The man who's picked up one of the biggest time penalties in PSGL history. A 30-second time penalty. And then a race ban.
Yeah, Jack Tyler, the man. The slag. So, the Sophie, that's close into game 3 actually.
Yep. Sophie doing a good job. Joe 2.8 behind. I feel like his tie's going to start dying big time now.
Yeah, I do agree profusely. I was going to check
Leroy!
his times, yeah, and
Oh my God, you almost done it again.
he's pushing. He wants this victory.
He's messing the tyres, Connor. He's asking too much.
3 tenths. Yeah, so Cowboy's still on for a 35, so he's still got the pace, but Powdy, I think this is where experience and a cool head is coming through. I think Powdy's drove beautifully so far.
Yeah, Powdy masterclass, Connor. The gap to Leroy and Powdy's only 3.5. Not for Leroy and Powdy, Cowboy and Powdy. Good from him. Last pin.
Pits.
Fastest lap, most probably.
Yeah, but he's going to lose like a couple of positions. So.
I'm sure, I don't know. Whatever suits him, I'd say.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, let's see. Leroy making mistakes, but it's taken a lot of time out of Powdy in the first sector. He really has turned it on and started to push hard now. He still thinks he can win this race. But do you remember, Connor? One morning, and it's a 3-second time penalty for him. And then more mistakes are like to come. I still think there's enough mistakes to come, sorry.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, Cowboy's charge has been halted slightly. Obviously, the soft tyres overheating slightly as Sophie closing in on game 3. Cornelia hits the back of him. That's going for the locks up slightly there.
Yep, let's see Cowboy 1.9 behind, or 1.7 behind Leroy, Leroy 1.6 behind Powdy. Still got it going all the way to the end here, pushing hard at all these drivers, try to get the best result possible. Lars came out in P10 corner, so not bad from him.
Yep.
Okay.
Not too bad for Lars. Lars will obviously will get P9 and probably the fastest lap, so he'll get 3 points. And what position was he in otherwise? 7th, was it? What? 8, so he's going to get 3 points. Anyway, so yeah. Whatever, I guess maybe if he had a puncture coming or something like that high tyre where I guess it's a safe option just to secure the points, provided you can get the fastest lap job done, as Powdy is beginning to be reeled in by the 2 younger Irishmen behind Leroy and Cowboy.
Yep, Cowboy. Where did he start, Cowboy? 9th, and is fighting for the lead. Shown quite a few solid performances recently, Connor, and this is another one.
Yeah, he's a good driver, is Mr. Cowboy. Doesn't seem to ever qualify that well, to be fair, other than Germany, but capable of some strong race pace, and we're seeing it again. Show out his penalties, which may cost him a podium, but he just needs to keep his head down and extend the gap, and hope he can secure that top 3 finish.
Yep, well, he's still closing in despite these worn tyres, so doing a solid job at the moment. One little mistake, we can see a good battle, Connor. I want to see a mistake from one of these 2 ahead, so we can get a 3-way battle for the lead.
Yeah, I do agree, but yeah, the top 3 are closing in on each other. Leroy closing in on Powdy, Cowboy closing in on Lee, so it's all going to close in, hopefully get in DRS range of each other, as Leroy is now in DRS range of Powdy. Doesn't have DRS yet, but he's just 9 tenths behind.
Yeah, well, see what he can do. It's definitely going to be trying to get the move done. It's a pretty much enduring race, Connor. It felt like an endurance race. This is going to be coming to the end in the next couple of laps.
You know, Powdy's made a mistake in the S's, wide again, and he picks up a penalty. Disaster for Powdy. He just lost it. Bit of rear end action, a loose bow in that first sector.
Last fast lap smashes it. This could cost him, and Cowboy's going to be loving this as Leroy's going to be stuck behind him.
Yeah, so the battle for the lead once again is going to go down to the wire, because Leroy is just 1 away from a warning. I mean, 1 way from a penalty as Powdy goes defensive. Overtake being deployed. The juices. Leroy down the inside surely on Powdy. Powdy turns in, gives him enough room. Very respectful. Once again, there's a little bit of side by side, a bit of side pod action.
Leroy round the outside. I wouldn't never let Leroy keep his car there down the inside. But it's a great move from Leroy if he can get it done.
Yeah, and this is all playing into Cowboy's hands, who's now 9 tenths behind these 2. So Cowboy's going to be in DRS and be able to make the most of the rear wing device.
Powdy looks like he's struggling now on these tyres. Just don't have turning.
He could go through the undercut, but it's only 1 lap difference. But yeah, Leroy's now back in the lead without a penalty. Powdy has 1 penalty and Cowboy has 2 penalties. So yeah, looking good for Lee. But let's not rule anything out. Collisions can happen, and we've got 3 laps left.
Yeah, well, Powdy has gained a little, and he's still on the back of Leroy. Very easy for Leroy to pick up a penalty through here. He's pushing a little too hard. Look at March, he's throwing that car in, Leroy. Just watching Powdy on board, and he's just yeeting it, Connor. He don't giving it all he's got.
Yeah, he is indeed. So Powdy closing in. Once again, Leroy really cannot break the DRS and break the slipstream. So it's going to go to the final lap surely on track, but obviously penalties will play their part.
Yeah, well, let's see Powdy, because Powdy's going to be using all the airs he can to try get past here. He's got DRS, he's got slipstream, he's not using overtake, and he won't launch it. He had to. I feel like he had to launch one there.
Well, there's still time to launch it, that is for sure. Plenty of time to launch one down the inside, because we've got 2 laps after this here in Texas, the Austin Grand Prix. usually a great Grand Prix in terms of wheel to reaction. Despite the low turnout, we've seen some decent racing. A battle for the win, not a Leroy masterclass for a change.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Lap 26 or starting at 27 out of 28 here in the Circuit of the Americas. These two are bringing the very best out of each other, Connor, and poor Corbett just can't keep up now. I feel like those softs have had enough.
Yeah, I think Corbett will only get through. Should there be a bit of a contact or a bit of a collision?
Which is definitely possible. Oh my god, there it is. I could hear a revving engine in the background on board Paladin, and if you go to Corbett, that's what it was. I think it's fixed itself now, but I had a bit of a terrible engine originally.
Yeah, so Corbett really struggling to understeer through this first and start of second sector. So yeah, the soft tires look done and dusted, but Paladin really can't close up 7 chances the gap as Corbett is beginning to drop off slightly. So the softs look done, but he just needs to keep the pace up and hopefully secure the podium. But yeah, Paladin back in the ice range has half the airs of Leroy, so it's looking good for Lee to win on track.
Yep. Well, hopefully you might see a bit of a bottle on soft. I haven't had to say it in the last 2 F4 races yet, Connor.
Well, we've still got a lap and a bit to go here in Texas. Will it be Leroy, Paladin or Corbett taking the victory here? Will Sophie get her podium? Because surely she's got no penalties. It's all going to be very interesting on the final lap as Paladin's made a little bit of a mistake there. He's allowed Corbett to close up.
Yeah, well, I feel like Leroy's putting a very good lap here to get away from him. I expect Leroy to push a little 8/10, 1 second if Leroy's win, unless he ends up into the barrier.
Yep, certainly looks to be the case. Paladin doesn't really have too much airs.
Corbett's still fighting, Connor, despite those worn softs, and he's got another penalty.
Yeah, which probably could have just thrown the podium away, but we'll soon find out.
Look, we got kind of man saying Paladin straight line him.
Come on, seems a very angry man. Oh boy.
Just because his mate's better than him, Connor.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are better than Callum Anderson. But Callum Anderson, you know, a man with potential to potentially improve. But yeah, Corbett softs are done and dusted. But it looks to be Leroy about to extend his championship lead to 27 points, so he can be crowned champion in Brazil. Should he outscore Paladin by, what is it? 6 points?
Paladin! Oh my god, Paladin made a mistake. Oh my god, he's hit Corbett. That is shit driving. I'm sorry to say, that is terrible. If I was Corbett, I'd be fuming. That is terrible driving.
Yeah, and that contact I think might cost Corbett an extra place, but it's better game freak. It's not really closing too much. Costly time there for Corbett, but Lee, it's gonna be Lee.
Yep, Lee into the final corner for about the 7th time this season. Leroy wins in F4, back onto the top step. Paladin second, Corbett third. Where will Game Freaker be? Game Freaker will be 4th. F1 Sophie will be 3rd. She gets another podium, and that collision did cost Corbett a podium, and he's going to be absolutely furious at Paladin, his Irish compatriot, for what was terrible driving on that last lap.
Yeah, I do agree. I did tip Sophie for the podium, so looks like I was right yet again. Lars comes home disappointing. Oh, an 8th for Lars, 9th for Frome, and Dre Bay does 27 laps on the hards to come home in P10. And this man, Mike Messi, he's pushing hard. He's 1.4 up, and maybe the fastest lap's on his way.
Yep, I wonder if he can do it. What's his fastest lap at the moment?
36.2.
If I can actually get like the delta up, if my controller will let me. Oh, he's messed it.
He could break Lars's heart right now. It needs to be a 33.7 and a 33.8.
Yep, we got people trying to make orders in the chat like Callum Anderson. Irrelevant opinions, Connor.
Yeah, Callum Anderson on the pot. A man I think everyone wants to see back in F7 one day.
Yeah. Alright. Well, there is the McLaren driver Leroy taking yet another win this season. Great drive from him. And champagne spray. Oh my god.
Yeah, champagne being sprayed here in Texas. It's Leroy taking the win. The Powdy Leroy battle was fantastic, wasn't it? So yeah, Leroy taking the win. Powdy second. Sophie 10 seconds off in third. Cowboy after that collision with Powdy is P4. Game Freaker P5. Giroux P6. Phoenix 7th. Lars 8th for the fastest lap. Flying Throne 9th. And Trey Bray in 10th. So a great race, wasn't it, Lickle? A great race there.
Yep, we'll be doing podiums or...
No, let's leave it.
Yeah, I do agree. We'll leave it on that.
You've got homework to do.
Yeah, I've got work to do. So, that has been your United States Grand Prix. Tune in tomorrow to see the penultimate rounds of the US Grand Prix here in PSGL. Happy Nickel, joined by Big C once again. Good night, everyone, and see you soon.